Chad, great work. Thank you very much. And focus now. Let's get to Florida Congressman Mike Waltz, member of the House Foreign Affairs, Armed Services, and Intelligence Committees. Great to have you today. First of all, Democrats, you saw it, party line in the House, will likely see something just like that in the Senate. Democrats who are vulnerable in races, though, may regret voting against them if they do in the Senate.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, Harris. I think they are going to regret it. The American people are demanding that we do something, anything, to get this border under control. And we're seeing in the polling, this isn't just a Republican base issue. You're seeing blue state governors singing, ringing the alarm bell. You're seeing inner city mayors ringing the alarm bell. City councils. This is becoming a crisis for our cities. It's already a crisis for the country. And Harris, my fear, sitting on the Intelligence Committee, the FBI director is sounding the alarm bells. We have literally hundreds of people on the terrorist watch list. We don't know where they are. They're trying to track them down, compared with 11 under the last administration. And my fear is something's going to go boom. We're going to suffer an attack. And then this would be a horrific vote in hindsight.
So how does that come up in the Senate? What are you hearing from Republicans across chamber from you?
Oh, well, I'm hearing that Schumer's going to do everything he can to squash it and kill it. That they'll, they are required to bring it up,
yes,
but that they'll immediately try some procedural motion to refer it over to committee and just squash it and make it go away. The problem is you're seeing Mayorkas dig in, and the problem for the administration is they're digging in, basically defending a crisis that isn't going to go away for Denver, for Chicago, for New York, and now spreading out to the suburbs, the gang violence that we're seeing, the schools overflowing, the community centers overflowing. So they're digging in on on bad policy, on a losing issue. And Schumer's trying to squash it is going to look just as bad as the Democrats voting against it.
It's so disingenuous by this president and the White House. He was supposed to be the person who could come in, talk to both sides, as he brags about having done for 50 years of a career as a congressman, a senator, and a vice president, and now president. We didn't see that this time. H.R. 2 was written and handed over as homework from Republicans, as you say, 9 months ago. So they had something to work with. Instead, they worked in Ukraine and everybody else. And when that didn't work out, the border just got pushed out altogether. Your last quick thought on that, and we'll move forward.
Well, Biden ran in 2020 on compassion and competence. It started, I think, that broke with Afghanistan. And then now with the border, it looks completely incompetent. And with the humanitarian crisis that's going on, it's cold-hearted. It's certainly not compassionate.
Wow. Well, former New York Lieutenant Governor Betsy McCoy wrote a piece laying out how criminals posing as asylum seekers are turning America's cities into war zones. So you mentioned the cities as the microcosm of what's going on in the country. You are absolutely right about that, Congressman.